صلوات على محمد وآل محمد. اللهم صل على Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Respected Maulana, dear brothers and sisters, Assalamu alaikum. Tonight we gather once again in these weekend Majalis to remember and learn from the sacrifices of Imam Hussein, his family, and his companions. Salawat ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Inshallah, our program tonight will be led by the recitation of the Noble Quran by Brother Zaki Lakhani. This will be followed by Salam and Marcia by Brother Rehan Girniwala. And then inshallah we will have our Majlis tonight will be addressed by our esteemed scholar, Hujjat al-Islam, Shaykh Abdul Jalil Nawee. And our Noha reciter tonight will be Brother Hassan Askari. At this time, we will begin our program. I would like to now request Brother Zaki Lakhani to please come forward at this time. Let us all welcome him with a loud salawat.
Salawat. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. عبس وتولى أن جاءه الأعمى وما يدريك لعله يزكى أو يذكر فتنفعه الذكرى أما من استغنى فأنت له تصدى وما عليك ألا يزكى وأما من جاءك يسعى وهو يخشى فأنت عنه تلهى كلا إنها تذكرة فمن شاء ذكره في صحف مكرمة مرفوعة مطهرة بأيدي سفرة كرام بررة قتل الإنسان ما أكفره من أي شيء خلقه من نطفة خلقه فقدره ثم السبيل يسره ثم أماته فأقبره ثم إذا شاء أنشره كلا لما يقضي ما أمره فلينظر الإنسان إلى طعامه أنا صببنا الماء صبا ثم شققنا الأرض شقا فأنبتنا فيها حبا وعنبا وقضبا وزيتونا ونخلا وحدائق غلبا وفاكهة وأبا متاعا لكم ولأنعامكم فإذا جاءت الصاخة يوم يفر المرء من أخيه وأمه وأبيه وصاحبته وبنيه لكل امرئ منهم يومئذ شأن يغنيه وجوه يومئذ مسفرة ضاحكة مستبشرة ووجوه يومئذ عليها غبرة ترهقها قترة أولئك هم الكفرة الفجرة صدق الله العلي العظيم. صلوات.
Jazakallah Zaki for his Sehat and Salamati and Khair Barakat, for him, his teachers, and for his parents. Let us all recite a loud salawat. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. I would now like to request Brother Rehan Girniwala to please come forward at this time for the recitation of Salam and Marcia. Let's all welcome him with a loud salawat.
By the salawat. Today, inshallah, I'll be reciting 2 kalams. The first one is in the honor of Imam Hussain alayhi salam, and the second one is in the honor of Bibi Sakina alayhi salam. By Muhammad wa Muhammad salawat. One more loud salawat. Na manzile hai na rasta Hussain se aage na manzile hai na rasta Hussain se aage نہیں وجود کسی کا حسین سے آگے صراط عشق پا قربانیوں کے منزل میں صراط کوئی نظر نہیں آتا حسین سے آگے کوئی نظر نہیں آتا حسین سے آگے ملے جو پر نہیں ہے کوئی مسیحا حسین سے آگے صلی علی محمد نہیں ہے کوئی مسیحا حسین سے آگے خدا کے حکم سے ٹھہری عبادت مرسل خدا کے حکم سے ٹھہری عبادت مرسل نہ ہے نماز نہ سجدہ حسین سے آگے نہ ہے نماز نہ سجدہ حسین سے آگے نہ منزل حسین سے آگے نہیں وجود کسی کا، حسین سے آگے. اور محمد وآل محمد صلوات اللہم صلی علی محمد وآل محمد. بعد کا صلوات اللہم صلی علی محمد وآل محمد. اے باند صبا جا کے یہ اموں کو بتانا، پیاسی ہے سکینہ. اے باد صبا جا کے یہ اموں کو بتانا، پیاسی ہے سکینہ. اس چھوٹے سے سن میں یہ ستم میں نے اٹھائے، اللہ کسی کو نہ یتیم ایسا بنائے، خود اپنے لہو میں کوئی بچی نہ نہائے. اور میں تم کو بلاتی رہی تم بھی تو نہ آئے، میں بن گئی بات عصر لائنوں کا نشانہ، پیاسی ہے سکینہ. اے باد صبا جا کے یہ اموں کو بتانا، پیاسی ہے سکینہ. پانی کی طلب مجھ کو کھلاتے رہی ٹھوکر، کہتا تھا لئی دوں گا میں فوجوں کو پلا کر. جب شمر لائی کر چکا سیراوی لشکر، دکھلا کے مجھے پھینک دیا پانی زمین پر. تب سمجھی میں کیا ہوتا ہے امید دلانا، پیاسی ہے سکینہ. ایک جام ہوا شام غریباں میں میسر، وہ کوزہ میں رکھ آئی تھی اصغر کی لحد پر، اور تھا مجھ سے بھی چھوٹا میرا پھیا میرا دلبر. شرمندہ میں ہو جاتی چچا پیاس بجھا کر، اب اپنے ہی ہاتھوں سے میری پیاس بجھانا، پیاسی ہے سکینہ. اے باد صبا جا کے یہ اموں کو بتانا، پیاسی ہے سکینہ. ایک رسی میں ہم سب کے گلے باندھ کے ادا کرتے ہوئے تشریر چلے جانب کوفہ، اور اس پہ مصیبت یہ تھی قد छोटा था मेरा उठती थी जो फूफी अम्मा गला खींचता था मेरा गर्दन का मेरे जख्म चचा देखने आना प्यासी है सकीना ए बाद सबा जाके ये अम्मू को बताना प्यासी है सकीना अनवर ये सदा पर चमे अब्बास से आई मैं भूल नहीं सकता सकीना मेरी बच्ची काटे गए बाजू मेरे मजबूर था बीबी मशकीज़ा आलम में है लगा देख ले अभी परचम का मेरे काम है दुनिया को बताना प्यासी है सकीना ए बाद सबा जाके ये अम्मू को बताना प्यासी है सकीना पर मोहम्मद वाल मोहम्मद सल्लल्लाहु
MashaAllah, Rehan. That was a very beautiful recitation for his Sehat and Salamti, for his parents. Please recite aloud salawat. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Brothers and sisters, I would now like to recognize our generous sponsors for tonight's program. For the health, safety, and continued blessings for the Zaidi, Ali, and Merchant families, please recite aloud salawat. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. The sponsoring families have requested that you remember the marhumin of your families as well as the marhumin of their families, in particular Azhar Hassan Zaidi ibn Nazir Hassan Zaidi and Sayyid Iqbal Ali ibn Mir Bakr Ali. Please join me in reciting one Surah Fatiha and one Surah Ikhlas preceded by a salawat ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. Before we begin tonight's program, I'd like to share some important community announcements. First and foremost, the dates and times for the upcoming series of Arba'in Majalis are as follows. Beginning Wednesday, August 21st through Sunday, August 25th. The evening program will start with Salat al-Maghrib, roughly around 7:59, and the start of the program will be at 8:30. Additionally, the day Majalis for Arba'in will be held on Sunday, August 25th, and the start of that will be with Salat al-Zuhr at 1 p.m., and then the start of the program will be at 1:30. Additionally, Beit al-Ilm is hosting every Saturday at 11 a.m. a weekly series of ladies' Majalis. These Majalis will be recited in English by Khanam Maryam Ali Tahir. Next, I'd like to announce our registration for the Beit al-Ilm Academy Sunday School, which is now open for ages 2 to 15. Links to the registration forms are on our website under the Sunday School tab. And for more information on the Tarbiyah curriculum, please email the administration at sundayschool@beitalilm.org. And lastly, the Beit al-Ilm Sunday School is also hosting its annual Arba'in food drive. And we encourage all community members to help donate this year to collect non-perishable food, groceries, and personal hygiene items. You may refer to the flyer in Badul Ilm's email for more information. To drop off your donations, there are boxes near the main entrance, and for questions, please email sundayschool@bethelilm.org. And logistically, just a final reminder, if you please wouldn't mind double checking your cell phones to making sure that they are either on mute or at least on vibrate. Now, before I request Maulana to come forward, I would like to take a moment to introduce him once again to our congregation. This evening, we are honored to have Hujjat al-Islam, Shaykh Abdul Jalil Nawee, to address our congregation. Shaykh Abdul Jalil Nawee was born and raised in Accra, Ghana. He started his Islamic studies at the Al-Hidayah Islamic School before moving to the Ahlul Bayt Institute to further enhance his Islamic knowledge. After graduating, he became a teacher before moving to Qom to further his Islamic studies. After completing his studies in Qom, he moved to the United States, where he taught and lectured at various centers across North America before settling in Maryland. He is currently the resident alim at Idara Jafariya Center, where he leads and guides the community over there. It is my utmost honor and privilege to welcome our guest alim, Hujjat al-Islam, Shaykh Abdul Jalil Nawee, to come forward at this time. Let us stand and welcome him with a loud salawat. Allahumma salli ala Muhammad wa ali Muhammad. And brothers, if I can request you to please move forward at this time. Thank you.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين ثم الصلاة والسلام على أشرف الأنبياء والمرسلين سيدي وحبيبي ونور قلبي طب القلوب ودوائها وعافية الأبدان وشفائها ونور الأبصار وضيائها أبي القاسم محمد اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد وعلى أهل بيته الطيبين الطاهرين المعصومين الذين ذهب الله عنهم الرجس وطهرهم تطهيرا اللهم صل على محمد وآل صلى الله عليك يا رسول الله صلى الله عليك يا نبي الله صلى الله عليك وعلى أهل بيتك المظلومين يا ليتنا كنا معكم فنفوز فوزا عظيما. السلام عليك يا أبا عبد الله السلام عليك يا ابن رسول الله السلام عليك وعلى الأرواح التي حلت بفنائك عليك مني سلام الله أبدا ما بقيت وبقي الليل والنهار ولا جعله الله آخر الأهد مني لزيارتكم. All together. السلام على الحسين وعلى علي بن الحسين وعلى أولاد الحسين وعلى أصحاب الحسين جميعا ورحمة الله وبركاته. صلوات اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. قال الله العلي العظيم في كتابه الكريم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم ويقول الذين كفروا لست مرسلا قل كفى بالله شهيد بيني وبينكم ومن عنده علم من الكتاب صدق الله العلي العظيم اللهم صل على محمد وآل محمد. My dear brothers and sisters, mu'mineen and mu'minat, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh. First and foremost, I pray to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and to the Imam of our time to accept each and every one of you, your deeds, your contribution to the mission of Imam al-Hussein alayhi afdalus salati was salam. Allahumma salli ala Muhammadin wa ali Muhammad. And may the Almighty Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala count each and every one of you and your families as one of the true followers of Imam al-Hussein alayhi salam. And may all of you be granted the shafa'ah of Imam al-Hussein on the day of resurrection, insha'Allah. Tonight, our topic is about the knowledge of Imam. When we talk about any Imam from the Ahlul Bayt alayhimus salam, there are many ways we need to learn and recognize our Imams. And as you know, it is part of our responsibilities as a Muslims, as a Shia, to get to know our Imams to the best of our ability. Now as you know, it's mentioned that even if you want to go to ziyarah of Imam, any of Imams, one of the requirements is to have some ma'rifah about that Imam. Ziyarah is important, yes. Salam is important. But salam without the ma'rifah is like without salam. The same thing like in Islam today, I am required to do salat 5 times a day. Yes, it's important. I am required to read Quran every day. But reading Quran without getting to know the creator or the author of the Quran, then reading Quran is not reading Quran. And that is why our Imam in Najul Balagha, the first khutbah, he says, Awwaluddin ma'rifatu. The first important thing about your religion is to know your creator, to know your Imam. But the question is, how do I get to know Imam? I want to know him, yes. But where do I start? What do I do? Tonight, we want to share some light about one of the ways to get to know your Imam. And as you know, our scholars, they said, every person called Imam or the Prophet, there are 3 things Allah has given to them. And every one of us must know about it. Every person you hear is a prophet or is an Imam, there are 3 important things about them. What are they? Number 1, no prophet or Imam unless he is chosen by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. No one can ever be called a prophet or Imam and elected by people. Never. Anytime you hear Allah say he's a prophet, then that means Allah chose him. And there are so many examples from the Quran. One of the examples, Allah told Musa alayhi salam. Musa alayhi salam was told by Allah, وَأَنَا اخْتَرْتُكْ فَاسْتَمِعْ لِمَا يُوحَى. Ya Musa, Pharaoh may not like you. Many of those people may not allow you to become their leader. But guess what? I chose you, and you should be the leader of the people. every prophet is chosen by Allah. Now, whether people like it or they don't, that's a secondary thing. But Allah said, I get to choose who is the prophet and who's not a prophet. That is number one, to know about every prophet and imam. Number two, every prophet, every imam must also be ma'soom, infallible. And the infallibility is from the birth till death. And the most important part about the isma, their isma also is ikhtiyariya, meaning by choice. Because you know there are two types of isma. Infallibility can be by choice and can be also without a choice. Now, for example, we have the angels who are also ma'soom. But the infallibility of the angels are known to be ijbari. They don't have a choice. Today, if you bring an angel and you tell him, oh, this is alcohol, can you drink it? So no, I can't. Because they don't have the choice. If you tell an angel, can you disobey Allah? So no, I can't. La ya'asun Allah ma amarahum. They cannot go against the will of Allah. That's how they were wired, they designed to obey Allah according to the will of Allah, and they can't go against it. But our imams, they are ma'soom, but ismal ikhtiyari. They have the will if they want to disobey Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But they wanted to obey Allah, and they obey Allah to the point where their obedience have gotten them to the point they cannot even think otherwise. When they think how to please Allah and only Allah. And that is what is called al-isma al-ikhtiyariyya. That's number two. Number three, which is the topic of tonight. Every prophet, every imam must possess a divine knowledge. You cannot be a prophet or an imam if you are not linked to whom? To divine knowledge. Because one of the things that defines you, that differentiates you and other people, is that you have the access to divine knowledge and others don't have it. And that is one of the things that distinguish imam and anybody else. Now, when we talk about the divine knowledge, what do we mean? And that is what our topic today, to understand, does Imam Hussein alayhi salam has the divine knowledge or not? Because one of the way we can recognize imam is to understand how deep our imam have divine knowledge. And that defines and makes them be special creation among the creation of Allah. When we talk about the divine knowledge, what do we mean? Now, our scholars, they said there are three types of knowledge. Every knowledge you can think of can be divided into three. Number one, the first one is called al-ilmul huduri. There's one knowledge that Allah gives to everyone. I'm a Muslim, Allah says I'm giving you two. I'm an atheist, Allah says I'm giving you two. I believe in God, I say I'm giving it to you. I don't believe in God, Allah says I'm going to give you two. That knowledge is a divine blessings shared among all the creations, whether you are a believer or non-believer. One simple example of that knowledge: you look at a baby in the mother's womb, and the baby knows that I have to eat, I have to survive, right? But he eats through the what we call umbilical cord of the mother. But the moment the baby comes out of the mother's womb, he knows not to eat through that. You bring the water or you bring any food, you say, okay, let me feed you. Where? But through your belly button. You say, no more. I used to, yes, but now I've changed. Now what do you want to eat? Say, I want to eat through here. Now ask the baby, which professor taught you that? How did you know that? Say, Allah taught me that. Not only that, You say to that baby who was born today, right? When he was in mother's womb, he knows what he's eating. You say, okay, now you're born. We here, we eat biryani, we eat nahari, right? So inshallah, we have the best biryani for you. Please go ahead. Say, no, biryani is not my food now. What is your food? Say, bring me milk. Wow. Now you bring biryani, you put it in his mouth, he's not going to take it. But bring the mother's milk, Allahu Akbar, as if somebody already told him that this is your food. How did he know that? Allah said, I inspired this child to know what his food is. And to understand this, you see Imam Hussein alayhi salam, in Dua Yawm Arafah, he talks about the mother's milk from the best. Because that tells us how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is unique. That is called al-ilm al-huduri. And this knowledge, a person is a Muslim, non-Muslim, atheist, they all equal in Allah's gift. Allah shared this knowledge, this gift to everyone. That is called ilm number one. Number two, Allah said, it's a knowledge, I'm not going to give it to you like that. The first one, you don't have to do anything, it's my gift to you. But the second one, Allah said, you have to put some effort. The knowledge is there, but you have to play a role in order to obtain it. What do they call that? They call it ilmul kasbi. The knowledge, you have to put an effort. Example, the knowledge we learn today. Today, I want to become a doctor. Can I be born a doctor? Of course not. I want to be an alim. Can I be born alim? Of course not. What do you have to do? I have to put an effort, learning, memorizing, striving. Then I get the knowledge that I want to get. This is where the poem says, تعلم فليس المرء يولد عالما. Seek knowledge, because nobody was born being the most knowledgeable. Everyone have to learn, but this knowledge is there. But you have to play a role in learning, and the more effort you put, the more you get. The less effort you put, the less you get. It's like an ocean. You take a small cup and you put that cup into that ocean, you take that amount of the cup that you put in. You bring a bigger bowl, what happened? As you put it in the ocean, you take a big amount of that. That is what that knowledge is. It depends on what? How much effort you put. The more effort, the more you get. The less you put, the less you get. That is called al-ilmul kasbi. Number three, which is the knowledge of Imams and the Prophet. And it's called al-ilmul ladunni. The knowledge which is divine knowledge. Allah's knowledge. And some narration is called ilham, that Allah gave them. And this is a special people Allah chose, and He introduced them to His knowledge. That knowledge is called al-ilmul ladunni. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala gave access to those individuals that anytime they want to know something, the knowledge comes for them. That's why Ahlul Bayt alayhimus salam, they never learn from anyone. If you go back to the history, check from Imam Ali al-Amir al-Mu'mineen till Imam al-Hujjah, if you can ever find someone who says, I was the teacher of this scholar, never ever been recorded in the history that someone was ever been their teacher. But otherwise, you can find this as they have been teachers of everyone in the history of their time. Never anybody can say, I taught this person. And not only that, even when you come to Zainab salamullahi alayha, our Imam Zain al-Abidin salawatullahi wa salamu alayhi, Allahumma sallallahu. When he described her in his ziyarah, what did he say? He said, Amma ammati Zainab fa innaha alimatun ghayra mu'allama. Say, my aunt Zainab, one of the blessings that Allah has given to her is that alima, she's a scholar, ghayra mu'allama, never been taught by anyone. Her knowledge, her wisdom is a divine gift of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And that is Ahlul Bayt alayhim salam. And that is what we call al-ilmul ladunni. Now, when we talk about the knowledge of Ahlul Bayt alayhim salam, what do we mean? How does that knowledge work? That knowledge is divided into three categories. Category number one, they have the knowledge of the past. For example, I want to know something about the past. I've never been there. He has never been there, but he wants to know. Ahlul Bayt can tell you about the knowledge of the past. Now, that's number one. Number two, I want to know about the knowledge of the future. It hasn't happened yet. I want to know it. Do they have the knowledge? Yes, they do have the knowledge of the future too. That's called what? The knowledge of what? Al-Ghayb. But let me make it clear, brothers and sisters. Ilmul Ghayb is divided into two. There's one Ilmul Ghayb. Allah says, I'm not sharing with anyone. Not the Prophet, not Ahlul Bayt even know that. That it belongs to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Right? That is separate. Now, but there are other Ilmul Ghayb. Allah said, I also taught Ahlul Bayt alayhim salam. It's the knowledge of the future, but they know it. And they can tell you. That is number two. And number three, the knowledge of current and now. What is happening? They know it too. The same thing like the prophets too. Now go to the Quran, Allah tells us that the prophet, they know about the past. They've never been there. They were not there, but Allah said we taught them that knowledge. Now for example, when you go to the Quran, Allah talks about Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa alihi wa sallam. When the people came to Rasulullah, they said, Ya Rasulullah, we have never been at the time of Maryam alayhi salam. We have never been at the time of Zakaria. We know you have not been there too, but we want to know something about them. Can you tell us? Yas'alunak. Allah said, they're asking you. We want to tell you. How did Maryam alayhi salam was born? Ya Rasulullah, how did he come to the point where Zakaria has the right to take care of Maryam, not other people? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, Ya Rasulullah, we will tell you what happened. And Allah told the Prophet every detail about how Maryam was conceived, how she was born, how did Zakaria alayhi salam became the caretaker of Maryam alayhi salam. Then right after that, Allah said, Ya Rasulullah, let me tell you this. He said, ذَلِكَ مِنْ أَنْبَاءِ الْغَيْبِ نُوحِيهِ إِلَيْكَ. Ya Rasulullah, this is the knowledge of unseen. It's ghaib, but we are telling you about all of that. That's called the knowledge of the past. Good. Ya Rasulullah, do you know something about the future? He said, yes, I have it. What is it? Rasulullah was asked, Ya Rasulullah, we know the Romans today. They are the powers. They are the leaders. What can you tell us about them in the future? In Surah Al-Rum, Allah said, Alif Lam Mim, Ghulibat Al-Rum. Allah said, Ya Rasulullah, tell them about the future of the Romans. What will happen? Allah said, they are the most powerful people today, but very soon, short time, they will be defeated. Soon means what? 1 year, 2 years, 5 years, 20 years, 50 years? So no, let me be specific. It's gonna be less than 10 years. Ya Rasulullah, will that happen? Yes. Would you live to see it? No, I'm not gonna be there. I will be dead then, but this is gonna happen. Ya Rasulullah, after your death, 5 years, 10 years, did it happen? Absolutely, it's happened. But Rasulullah told this incident while he was living. It happened when? After his death. That's one of the ilm al-ghayb. The Prophet knew. Now, Rasulullah, during his time, people come to him, Ya Rasulullah, this, can you tell us? The Prophet said, yes, I'll tell you. Example, Rasulullah during his time, the mushrikun, they wanted to examine Rasulullah, but they didn't know how to find a way to prove Rasulullah is not a true messenger. So what did they do? They decided that let's go to the Jews, because Jews, they have the knowledge, they have the book Torah, they know much about their book. Now let's consult them. If they can tell us some tips, we can face Muhammad and prove him that he's not a messenger, so we can shut him down. So they went to the Jews. Your Jews, can you tell us something? They said, sure. What do you want to know about Muhammad? They said, we want something, question that we can ask him, he cannot answer. They said, okay, we can come up with the 3 questions. Go and ask Muhammad. If Muhammad by any chance answered all the 3 questions, he's a liar. But if he answered 2 of them, and the 3rd one says that only Allah knows, that means he's a true messenger. Okay, now we get all the tools, you got all the weapons, let's go. They went to Muhammad, Rasulullah, Ya Rasulullah, you say you're a messenger. So yes, I said, and it's true, I'm a messenger of Allah. We have a question for you. He said, go ahead, what's your question? I said, can you tell us a group of people called Ashabul Kahf? Who are they? How many are they? What is their story? We were not there. We don't know anything about them. But we don't know about them. And the Quran talks about them. يَسْأَلُونَكَ عَنْ أَصْحَابِ الْكَهْفِ. They're asking you about the Ashab al-Kahf. Tell them. And Allah told the Prophet every detail he needs to know. And he told them exactly what they need to know. They say, Ya Muhammad, we have the second question. Can you answer that? Say, yes, what is it? They say, the second question, tell us about a man who God gave a power. He can go around the globe in the matter of seconds. He has the powers. Nobody ever been given that power like him. Who's that man? I say, that man is called Dhul-Qarnayn. يسألونك عن ذي القرنين قل سأتلو عليكم منه ذكرى. They ask you about ذي القرنين, I'll tell you more about him. Good. Now 3rd question, which if Muhammad is to say he knows, he's a liar. What is it? يسألونك عن الساعة. Ya Rasulullah, tell us when it will be the day of resurrection. You know it? The Prophet says, no, you are asking something that only Allah can tell. يسألونك عن الساعة أيان مرساها فيما أنت من ذكرها. Allah says, Ya Rasulullah, tell them, you or them or anyone don't have that information. Only Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Then they realized Rasulullah answered the 2 questions, and the 3rd one, they said only Allah knows, which is why a proof about him being a true messenger and a true prophet. This 3rd incident, or this 3 knowledge of the past and the current and the future, Ahl al-Bayt alayhim as-salam are given the same knowledge too. That knowledge was transferred from whom? From Allah to Rasulullah, and from Rasulullah to Ahl al-Bayt alayhim as-salam. Bihujjah that Rasulullah said to Imam Ali alayhi salam, Ana madinatul ilmi wa aliyun babuha. Allahumma salli. And he said, every knowledge Allah gave to Rasulullah, it was transferred to Imam Ali and Amir al-Mu'mineen. And he said, Imam Ali, he says, Allamani Habibi Rasulullah alf babin min al-ilm yuftahu li min kulli babin alf bab min al-ilm. My beloved Rasulullah taught me 1,000 doors of knowledge, and each one of them opens another 1,000 doors of knowledge. That is Imam Ali. That's why when you go to Imam Ali, he is the only man in the man history ever gone on the minbar and said to mankind, ask me before you lose me. Allah, check in the history from Adam alayhi salam, if anybody ever gone on the minbar and claim to be asked about anything people want to ask, only Imam Ali alayhi salam. And no question ever been brought to him and he says, sorry, I don't know. Never. And his knowledge is not about, no, let me research and then come and tell you, or let me ask and then find out. No, no, no. The knowledge is there as you ask. And you go to Najul Balaga, one of the examples, Imam Ali, one day, he was about to come on the minbar to give a khutbah. A man stopped him right there, between him and the minbar. Ya Amir al-Mu'mineen, I want you to give a khutbah without a letter that carries a dot in Arabic. Allahu Akbar. Imam Ali said, okay, I haven't prepared for it tonight. Give me a week and inshallah I'll get back with you. Never. So that's what you want? Okay, you got it. Right there he said on the minbar, and he gave a khutbah without any letter in Arabic with a dot in. And it's mentioned in Najil Balagh. Ya Ali, how did he get that? It's from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And another one said, okay, maybe this might be a coincidence. Let's try him again. Another time, Imam Ali about to get on the minbar. I said, I have a question. What is it? I said, can you give a khutbah also without alif? Give a khutbah in Arabic, and that khutbah does not carry alif in it. Imam said, sure. And he got on the minbar, and he gave the khutbah without alif in that khutbah. No human being ever able to do that except Muhammad and Ali Muhammad. That is the knowledge of Ahlul Bayt. Now this knowledge, if you want to understand as much, they ask Ibn Abbas. Ibn Abbas was one of the most knowledgeable people of the time after the Prophet. Good. They ask him, Ya Ibn Abbas, ma ilmuka min ilmi aliyin. We know you have knowledge. You are mufassir. You are muhaddith. You are knowledgeable. We know that. But we want to compare your knowledge compared to the knowledge of Imam Ali. What is the comparison? Ibn Abbas says, ilmi min ilmi Ali ka qatratin fi bahrin lujji. You ask him about my knowledge compared to Imam Ali's knowledge? I'll tell you. What is it? I said, my knowledge compared to his knowledge? My knowledge is like a drop out of the ocean and deep ocean, and that's the knowledge of Imam Ali alayhi salam. That's Ibn Abbas. That's my knowledge compared to Imam Ali. There's no comparison with my knowledge to Imam Ali and Amir al-Mu'min. Now, this is not just Imam Ali alayhi salam. When you come throughout the Ahlul Bayt, every one of them have proven during their time to be the most knowledgeable one. One example, Imam Ja'far al-Sadiq alayhi afdalus salatu was salam. That during his time, Imam Ja'far al-Sadiq was the most knowledgeable of his time, to the point where today we see example of his students are the leaders of many places in the world today. One of them, Abu Hanifa. Today there are Hanafis who are practicing the madhab of Hanafiya, following Imam Abu Hanifa. And Imam Abu Hanifa was a student of Imam Ja'far al-Sadiq. Today when you go to West Africa, right, most of the West Africans are followers of whom? An Imam called Imam Malik ibn Anas. When you go to West Africa, all the way coming to the North Africa, the majority are practicing according to the fiqh of Imam Malik. And that Imam Malik was a student of Imam Ja'far al-Sadiq. And he says, Imam Malik, he says, I have never seen a human being in my lifetime most knowledgeable and the most pious like Imam Ja'far al-Sadiq alayhi salam. That during the time of Imam Ja'far al-Sadiq, one class that he teaches, there are more than 4,000 students gathered in his class. 4,000 students gathered in the class of Imam Ja'far al-Sadiq. And his knowledge is not about tafsir or Quran or hadith. No, in every field. And that's one thing we have to be clear, brothers and sisters. Because when we talk about the ilm of Ahlul Bayt alayhimus salam, many often time we think about is about Quran, about hadith, right? About tafsir. That's all they know. Now, what happens if I need something about IT? So Imam doesn't know anything about ITs, right? That's what we think. Wallahi, Imam is the teacher of the ITs too. Now, what happens if I need to know something about the car? Imam is not a technician, right? Does he know about the cars? Of course he knows about the car too. Now, what happens if I want to know something about plane? Does Imam know about plane? Of course he knows. The knowledge of Imams is not just about fiqh or qala Allah or qala Rasul. The knowledge of Ahlul Bayt is in every knowledge beneficial that benefit human being. And that is why at the time of Imam Muhammad al-Baqir alayhi afdalus salatu wassalam, when the Muslims came at the time of these Romans, when they stopped Muslims from using their currency, and Muslims were wondering how to do it. And this we talk about economics. That at that time, Muslims were confused what to do. We're using the currency that belongs to Romans, and now we're in trouble because Romans don't want us to use that money. Now how are we going to do it? How are we going to deal with this? You know, Imam Muhammad al-Baqir alayhi salam resolved this matter in the matter of just a second. And people were wondering, he's a child and he's an imam, yes. Now I'm not asking about Quran, about tafsir. We're talking about economics here. We're talking about numbers. He said, of course, I know you're talking about numbers, and there is no one know the numbers better than a man called Muhammad al-Baqir alayhi salam. I said, go and ask him. They went there and they asked, this is what is happening. What do you suggest? Imam said, yes, it's simple. Number one, you have to create your own currency. That's all. That's one. But how do we do that? I said, I encourage you to choose your currency, one. And two, as you do the currency, make sure that you put the amount of gold in that currency, and that will give the money certain value. And that becomes, as time goes, it will create a value more than the money that Romans have today. And Muslims in the matter of days, they were able to resolve that matter with the Imam Muhammad al-Baqir alayhi salam. Now this, we're thinking that our Imams, they only know about just about tafsir and Quran and hadith. No. Imams know every knowledge that is beneficial for you. That's why today when we go to the Imam Ja'far al-Sadiq alayhi salam, we have something we call Tibbu Imam Ja'far al-Sadiq. We have medicine that Imam Ja'far al-Sadiq used to teach. How to cure some diseases from Imam Ja'far al-Sadiq alayhi salam. Some herbs that Imam taught how to use to cure many sicknesses. And not only that, even mathematics. Today many of us, we hear about algebra, but we don't know where the word algebra came. It was the name of one of the student of Imam Ja'far al-Sadiq alayhi salam, who's known as Jabir al-Hayyan, who was a student in the school of Imam Ja'far al-Sadiq. This all was educated and learned by Imam Ja'far al-Sadiq alayhi salam. So when we talk about the knowledge of Imams, we're talking about all fields that people need to benefit in any field. Imam has the knowledge. One of them, another Imam, Imam Muhammad al-Jawad alayhi afdal salatu wassalam. During his time, they wanted to test his knowledge. They brought scholars to put a questions and to throw that question at Imam al-Jawad alayhi salam, because Imam al-Jawad became Imam at the young age. So many of them, they couldn't believe that he can lead as an Imam at that age. So how can they determine if he's true Imam or not? Through his knowledge. So what did they do? They told one of them, Yahya ibn Aktham, to come up with the most difficult question which Imam cannot answer, and that will prove that he's no longer the Imam. And sure enough, he brought the most toughest question he can think of. And he is the supreme judge, Qadi al-Qudat. With his knowledge, he brought up the question. What was the question? And question was fiqhi question. He came, and the group of people said, he said, I have a question. He said, go ahead. What is the question? I said, Ma taqulu fi rajulin. What is your answer to a man who happened to be in Hajj, in the state of Ihram, but he decided to hunt during the time of Hajj? That is the toughest question Yahya ibn Aktham can come up with. And he was asking Imam Jawad. Imam Jawad looked at him and he said, Yahya ibn Aktham, this question that you posted, It has different branches. It's not just one question. It has branches. Now, which one are you talking about? Which Yahya ibn Akhtam? He himself never even thought that question has branches. Then you say, but I don't understand. What branches are you talking about? He say, each one, this question that you just posted, I can break it down for you. From one question, I can make it 40 questions for you. One question, I will break it down to 40. I say, how can that be possible? He said, let me tell you. He said, a person being in the state of ihram during the time of Hajj, it differs. Number one, if it is the first Hajj, the rule is different. If it's the second Hajj, the rule is different too. That's two questions right there. So not only that, when the person hunts, did he regret afterwards, or he still thinks it's okay? That's another two questions right there. I said not only that, when he entered, did he hunt during the day or during the night time? Because the rule differs. If it's the night, the rule is different. If it's the day, the rule is different. What's the difference? I say during the night, the penalty is double. Why is it double? Because you disturb the peace of the animals at that time. Not only you're not allowed to hunt, yes, you hunted, which is one haram, but you hunted at night while the animals are resting and they are asleep, so the penalty is double at that time. That's 6 questions right there. It's a more than that in that question. It's a, let me ask you, the animal that got hunted, is it a bird or is it the other animals like horse, like other animals? Which one was it? Because each one of them have the different questions. As Imam break down from one question up to 40 questions, Yahya ibn Akhtam, he opened his mouth, he said, Yabda Rasulillah, I never even thought about any one of this, but can you answer the one question? Imam said, no, Yahya ibn Akhtam, I can answer all the 40 questions. And Imam alayhi salam, in one gathering, he answered the question after question, which Yahya ibn Akhtam never even thought to ask himself. And that made them to understand that Ahlul Bayt, the age doesn't matter among them. The older one and the younger one, when it comes to knowledge, they're all equal. That is Imam Muhammad al-Jawad alayhi salam. Imam al-Rada alayhi salam, with the knowledge, the same thing. Imam al-Rada alayhi salam, if you look at the history, he is Imam al-Rada. His son, Imam al-Jawad alayhi salam, is called Ibn al-Rada. Imam al-Hadi is called Ibn al-Rida. Imam al-Hasan al-Askari is called Ibn al-Rida. Why? Because of the knowledge Imam al-Rida have shown during the time of Ma'mun al-Abbasi. And that knowledge was referred to the next Imam and next Imam and next Imam because of how Imam answered the question. Ma'mun al-Abbasi, la'natullah alayh, many of the time, he gathered people from the Christians, from the Jews, from the atheists, all of them, just to throw questions and question at Imam al-Rada alayhi salam. And Imam al-Rada, no question ever thrown at him, and he said, no, I don't know the answer. Every question, he answered them politely, nicely, correctly, and many atheists became Muslim because of the answer of Imam al-Rada alayhi salam. These are the Ahlul Bayt alayhim salam, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given them the knowledge of something that has happened and the current and the future. And tonight I want to share with you some of the knowledge of Imam Hussein alayhi salam about the future. You know, historically it is mentioned that before the tragedy of Karbala, Imam Hussein alayhi salam, he talked to Omar ibn Sa'ad, and he said to him, Ya Omar ibn Sa'ad, I want to invite you to come with me, be with me, fight with me. and I'll guarantee you Jannah. So remember, my name, Sayyidi Shababi Ahlil Jannah. So be with me. Umar bin Saad said, I definitely agree that yes, you can take me to Jannah. But one thing that is troubling me is that Jannah is future. It's too far. Why, ya Umar bin Saad? I said, because look, Ibn Ziyad promised me a city called Ray and Jarjan. It's right there, I can see it. That the moment after the Karbala, I will become the governor. I can see it right there. But you're talking about Jannah, it has to be after I die, and then I can see it. That's too far. I can't wait that long. Then Imam Hussain said to him, Ya Umar bin Saad, do you think you killing me, you will become the governor of Ray and Jarjan? He said, of course. Listen carefully, brothers and sisters. Then Imam Hussain said to him, Ya Umar bin Saad, you're never gonna become the governor. Imam Hussain told him, you're not gonna become the governor. They will not give you. It's a future talking about. Ya Abu Abdul, how do you know that? I said, I guarantee you, Ya Umar bin Saad, they are not gonna give it. Umar bin Saad said, okay, wait a minute. He rushed to him, Ibn Ziyad. Ya Ibn Ziyad, did he promise me Ray, right? Say yes. Jarjan, right? He said yes. Can you tell me more about that promise? I said, I promise you, if you go to the battle and you fought Hussein, you killed him. I said, Jarjan and Ray is yours. I said, but do you know what Hussein told me? What did Hussein tell you? So Hussein told me that it's not going to happen. He said, do you believe Hussein? Or you believe me? He said, I believe you, Ibn Ziyad. But can you do me a favor? I said, sure. What's the favor? I said, can you put it in writing for me? And that said that, okay, Ibn Ziyad promised Umar bin Saad to be the governor of Ray and Jarjan after Karbala. Ibn Ziyad says, of course. I said, whatever you want to write, you write. I will sign it for you. You write it, bring it, I will sign it for you. So sure. He wrote from Ibn Ziyad to Umar bin Saad that Ibn Ziyad is promising Umar bin Saad, Ray and Jarjan after Karbala, after the killing of Ibn Rasulullah, I will become the governor of Ray and Jarjan. Wrote the letter. Ya Ibn Ziyad, can you sign it? So of course. Ibn Ziyad signed it. Done deal. Take it. Umar bin Saad put the letter in his pocket. He went to Imam Hussein. Ya Abu Abdullah, you say that I'm not going to become a governor? Say, yes, I say that. You're not going to become a governor. Say, but I have the letter here. He saw it. You wrote it. Yes, look. Say, yes, I saw it. Say, Ya Umar bin Saad, I guarantee you, take my words, you are not going to become the governor. You wouldn't believe. Imam says, okay, let me tell you even more. What you don't know about yourself, I'm going to tell you. What is it? I said, Ya Umar bin Saad, wa ka'anni bik. Let me tell you what's going to happen to you after Karbala. I said, you're not going to get Ray or Jarjan. You're not going to become the governor. As a matter of fact, I will tell you how you will die. Allahu Akbar. Imam Hussein telling him how he's going to die. I said, tell me, how am I going to die? He said, وَكَأَنِّي بِكْ إِذْ يُصَلِّتُ عَلَيْكَ مَنْ يَذْبَحُكَ عَلَى فِرَاشِكَ. To tell you that you will be killed and slaughtered as you are on your bed sleeping. Umar bin Saad said, what are you talking about? I don't think so. I said, okay, let's stay watch. Look at the ilm of Imam Hussein alayhi salam. This passed by. Umar bin Saad carried his paper in his pocket. His promise was done, guaranteed, sealed after Karbala. But that's one thing that we don't talk about. What happened to those who killed Imam Hussein alayhi salam? Did they all live life comfortable? died easily or no? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala punished them one way or another. Of course there is. Now, after Karbala, after everything was done, Umar ibn Sa'ad went to Ibn Ziyad. We killed Hussein, we won the battle, the promise, give it to me. Umar ibn Sa'ad said to Ibn Ziyad. Ibn Ziyad said, yes, I remember that. But remember there's a paper we wrote, right? Say, yes, get me the paper first. Allahu Akbar. Ibn Ziyad looking, Umar ibn Sa'ad put his hand in the pocket. He cannot find the paper. Yeah, Ibn Ziyad, you promised me, yes. He said, yes, I know I promised you. I'm not denying that. But I know we have a written statement, right? Say, yes, bring it and I'll give it to you. Umar ibn Sa'ad could not find the paper. Ya Allah, what happened to the paper? Nobody knows. He went and searched and searched and searched. Finally came back to Ibn Ziyad. Ibn Ziyad, I can't find the paper. For some reason, I don't know what happened. I lost it. But you know we have the agreement. Say, yes, I know. But Umar ibn Sa'ad, as long as you cannot bring the paper, forget that I promise you anything. No paper, no promise. Umar ibn Sa'ad, he went and searched, came back again, no paper. Finally, Umar ibn Sa'ad told them, Ibn Ziyad told them, yeah, Umar ibn Sa'ad, don't ever step your foot on my office again. If you don't have the paper, I don't want to see your face ever. What happened to Umar ibn Sa'ad? Umar ibn Sa'ad left the office of Ibn Ziyad, the castle of Ibn Ziyad, with the hands on his head. He said, khasirtu dunya wal akhirah. I lost dunya and I lost the akhirah. Imam Hussein alayhi salam told him these two words and he never trusted him. But what happened? Exactly what happened is that what Imam Hussein told him happened. Now, what about his death? Mukhtar al-Thaqafi, who came and took revenge upon everyone who participated in killing Imam Hussein alayhi salam, he was not there when Imam Hussein told Ibn Ziyad, Umar ibn Sa'ad, how he's going to die. But guess what? Exactly what Hussein said, that's what Mukhtar al-Thaqafi did to Umar ibn Sa'ad. How did it happen? Umar ibn Sa'ad, when he heard about Mukhtar al-Thaqafi, is now chasing everyone who participated in killing Imam Hussein and bringing them to justice. When he heard that, he started hiding. Umar ibn Sa'ad wouldn't go out, always indoors. Finally he got tired. He decided, now I have to leave Kufa, I have to run away, go somewhere else. At night he sat on his donkey, he was leaving, fleeing. Guess what? Allahu Akbar, Allah is great. As he was sitting on his donkey traveling, he fell asleep on the donkey and the donkey made a U-turn. Allahu Akbar. He's leaving, right? Now he fell asleep. Now guess who's in control? Donkey said, now I'm the driver. Where do you want to go? I said, I'm taking you back to Kufa again. While he was asleep on the donkey brought him back to Kufa while he's asleep. By the time he opened his eyes, I'm back in Kufa. Uh-oh, welcome back, ya Umar ibn Sa'ad. We've been looking for you. Welcome back to Kufa. He grabbed him, put him in jail, and Mukhtar al-Thaqafi told his soldiers, I said, don't do anything to him. Just wait for him when he sleeps. Just kill him. That's it. Exactly what Imam Hussein said. That's what happened. That is what we call ilmul ladunni of Ahlul Bayt alayhi salam. Another one called Shimr bin Dhul Jawshan, la'natullahi alayhi, also the same thing. Imam Hussein alayhi salam told him, Ya Shimr, why do you want to kill me? He said, I want to kill you because I was promised gold and diamond. Because according to the history, they say Shimr bin Dhul Jawshan was obsessed with gold and diamond. Obsessed with gold. Especially that's why aftermath of Karbala, he was the first one to run to the women, started pulling their earrings, from the ears, so he can take the gold. Imam Zain al-Abidin came in between. He said, no, what do you want? He said, I want those golds from this woman. Imam Zain al-Abidin said, no, pull their ears. You don't have to hurt them to get those rings. I will gather them for you. Imam Zain al-Abidin gathered all of them and give it to him. And he said to him, Ya Shimr, you taking all these gold? Yes. But I'm going to tell you one thing. They are not going to benefit you. Allahu Akbar. They're real gold, yes, but you are not going to benefit from it. That was what Imam Zain al-Abidin told him. Shimr took the gold. When he went back home, the first thing he did, to take a chunk of it and give it to his daughter. I went to war, I won, I killed the grandson of the Prophet, I made money, I brought this gold, this chunk of it is yours. The daughter of Shimr took the gold to the man who could melt it and make different shape of gold for her. When they put the gold in the fire, all burn and turn to water. Not one of them was beneficial. Now they were real gold, but dua of Imam Zain al-Abidin, so you're not going to benefit from it. Right after that, on the day of Ashura, Shimr, before he killed Imam Hussein looked at him in the eye and said, Ya Shimr, lima taqtuluni? Why do you want to kill me? He said, because I was promised gold and diamonds, and I won that. Imam Hussein told him, Ya Shimr, you're not going to get that. Even if you kill me, they're not going to give you that gold and diamond. He said, you're telling me I'm not going to get it? I said, not just Ibn Ziyad promised me, Yazid also promised me that I'm going to get it. Imam Hussein says, Ya Shimr, mark my words, you're not going to get it. Say, you kidding me? I'm going to get it. He went down and killed Imam Hussein. Right after that, he went to Sham. As he went to Sham, entering the castle of Yazid, he said, Imla rikabi fiddatan aw dhahaba. Talking to Yazid from the entrance of the Sham in the castle, he was screaming, talking to Yazid. I said, I brought my bowl and I went to you, Yazid, to fill it with gold and diamond. فَإِنِّي قَتَلْتُ خَيْرَ النَّاسِ أُمًّا وَأَبًا. I killed the man who has the best parent ever. Shimr is saying, I killed a man who, Hussein, who happened to have the best parent. I killed him. And Yazid was listening to him. As he came closer, you know what Yazid told him? In American slang, he says, get lost. So why? I said, I heard what you said. So what did I say? I said, you said, فَإِنِّي قَتَلْتُ خَيْرَ النَّاسِ أُمًّا وَأَبًا. I killed the man who happened to have the best parent. I said, yes, that's what I said. I said, إِذَا عَلِمْتَ. If you know that, why did you kill him? Allahu Akbar. Yazid is asking him, Shimr, if you know that Hussein has the best parent, why did you kill him? He said, because I want gold and diamond. Then Yazid told him, get lost. You are not getting the gold, you are not getting the diamond either. Ya Allah. Ya Hussein, Ya Aba Abdullah, you are not here. You said it before this, and this is what is happening. Shimr left the castle of Yazid, and he was crying, screaming, saying, Khasirtu dunya wal akhirah. I killed Hussein because I thought I have dunya. Now, I lost the akhirah by killing Hussein, and now I'm not getting the dunya that I'm hoping to get either. Ya Aba Abdullah, how did he know that all of this is going to happen? Of course he knows that. That's what you call al-ilm ladunni that Allah gave to Ahlul Bayt alayhi salam. Not only that, Imam Hussein alayhi salam told Zainab what is going to happen after her, after his martyrdom. And he told her how to react during those stages after his death. And he told not only that, Sakina, what's going to happen to her too, and how they're going to treat her after his martyrdom. And surely enough, everything that he told, exactly material. One of the worst tragedy that happened to Imam Hussein alayhi salam is the way they treated the corpse or the bodies of Ahlul Bayt alayhim salam. La'natullahi ala bani Umayyah. The way they treated Ahlul Bayt, never in the history of Arabs anybody ever been killed and treated that way. No history ever recorded. To kill someone and then carry the bodies, the heads, from one city to another city, never happened until the day of Ashura. Sakina alayhi salam, when she was taken from the Karbala to Kufa, as they were driving them from one city to another city, and the heads of Ahlul Bayt alayhim salam, Imam Hussein, Abbas and their companions, all the heads are in the front and Ahlul Bayt are behind it as prisoners. And those prisoners, they were treating them as the worst prisoners ever in the world. And those prisoners, they didn't distinguish between the adult and the children either. They tied the rope on their necks and their legs all together, and they started dragging them from one city to another city. Sakina said that as she was being taken to the cities of Kufa, she looked at her aunt Zainab alayha salam, and she said, Ya Ammati, oh my aunt, do you have any money with you by any chance? Zainab alayha salam said, no, I don't have money with me. Why do you ask? What do you want money for? She said, I want to give the person carrying my father's head to put the head down, because that head and the way we were being treated, we have been humiliated to the worst stage ever. Zainab alayhi salam, she looked at Sakina alayhi salam, and the only response she can give was the tears on her face, as she's saying that, yeah, Sakina, you can sense that humiliation that we're going through. And not only that, as they took them to the castle of Ibn Ziyad, the children were crying, Al-Atash, Al-Atash, and they brought water to the children. One of them was Sakina. They gave her water, and she took the water. She started running out of the castle. They were chasing her, running, they were chasing her. Finally they reached to her, they grabbed her. Ya Sakina, where you going? You said you're thirsty. They gave you water, drink as much as you want. And she says, I heard my father, سمعت أبي أبا عبد الله يقول العطش العطش. I heard my father was crying العطش العطش, and I cannot drink water without my father drinking first. She turned to her aunt Zainab alayhi salam. She said, Ya Ammati, my aunt, have you ever noticed at any chance or any time of my life that I ever ate without my father Abu Abdullah? Have you ever seen me to drink anything without my father? She said, I'm giving water, but I want my father to drink the water first. Zainab salamullahi alayha, she looked at her, and the response that she could give was the tears on her face to tell her, Ya Sakina, your father is no more. Even if you go to Karbala on that plain land, all you can see is the body of your father. What kind of body can you find? A body bila ghusl wala kafani. The body that was left without ghusl and kafan. I wish that was the only thing, the body without kafan. It's more than that, Ya Sakina. The body of your father was trampled with those horses, jumped on those bodies and damaged the body of your father Abu Abdullah. Not only that, Ya Sakina, your father's body was not to be even recognized. Zainab alayhi salam as she was dragged between those shuhada, she saw the body of Abu Abdullah, and she recognized it. She looked at the body, she spoke to the body, Anta ibn walidi, are you the son of my father? Anta al-Hussein, are you the Hussein that I know, my brother? There was no response. Then she looked at the Masjid al-Nabawi. She called Rasulullah, Ya Rasulullah, where are you to see the body of your son Hussein? The body that normally sit on your back or on your chest. Now that is the same body today was left on the plain of Karbala. بلا غسل ولا كفن يا رسول الله. إنا لله وإنا إليه راجعون. وسيعلم الذين ظلموا أي منقلب ينقلبون والعاقبة للمتقين. يا حسين يا حسين
Hussein, Ya Hussein, Ya Hussein, Ya Hussein, Ya Hussein, Ya Hussein, Hussein, Ya 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 Hussein. سجاد میں زینب ہوں میرے سر پہ ردا کوئی نہیں بازار جفا. سجاد میں زینب ہوں میرے سر پہ ردا کوئی نہیں بازار جفا. سجاد میں زینب ہوں میرے سر پہ ردا کوئی نہیں بازار جفا. سجاد میرے سر سے 9 بار چھنی چادر. سجاد میرے سر سے 9 بار چھنی چادر. بلوے میں نبی زادی پھروائی گئی در در. بلوے میں نبی زادی پھروائی گئی در در. مل جائے رضا مجھ کو اور میری دعا کوئی نہیں بازار جفا. سجاد میں زینب ہوں میرے سر پہ رضا کوئی نہیں بازار جفا. سجاد میں زینب ہوں میرے سر پہ رضا کوئی نہیں بازار جفا. سجاد میرے دل کو یہ ڈر ستاتا ہے. سجاد میرے دل کو یہ ڈر ستاتا ہے. سر غازی کا نیزے سے جب خاک پہ آتا ہے. سر غازی کا نیزے سے جب خاک پہ آتا ہے. سر میرا کھلا دیکھے غم سے بڑا کوئی نہیں بازار جفا. سجاد میں زینب ہوں کوئی نہیں بازار جفا. سجاد میں زینب ہوں میرے سر پہ رضا کوئی نہیں بازار جفا. سجاد چلوں کیسے لاکھوں ہیں تماشائی. سجاد چلوں کیسے یاد آتا ہے رہ کے عباس میرا بھائی. یاد آتا ہے رہ کے عباس میرا بھائی. فریاد کروں تجھ سے اب تیرے سوا کوئی نہیں بازار جفا سجاد میں زینب ہوں میرے سر تیرا کوئی نہیں بازار جفا سجاد میں زینب ہوں میرے سر تیرا کوئی نہیں بازار جفا
محمد وآل محمد. متوجہ ذرا پلیز پلیز. السلام علیکم یا رسول اللہ، السلام علیکم یا نبی اللہ، السلام علیکم ورحمۃ اللہ وبرکاتہ، السلام علیکم علی ولی اللہ، السلام علیکم فاطمۃ الزہرا سیدۃ النساء العالمین، السلام علیکم امام حسن حسین سید شباب اہل جنت الاجمعین، السلام علیکم علی ابن الحسین الزین العابدین، السلام علیکم علی محمد ابن علی باقر علم النبیین، السلام علیکم علی جعفر ابن محمد الصادق، السلام علیکم علی موسیٰ ابن جعفر الکاظم، السلام علیکم علی علی ابن الموسی الرضا، السلام علیکم علی محمد ابن علی الجواد، السلام علیکم علی علی ابن محمد الہادی، السلام علیکم علی حسن ابن علی ذکی العسکری، السلام علیکم علی حجت ابن الحسن، السلام علیکم ورحمۃ اللہ وبرکاتہ.